But this dirty grandpa, my friends. Robert De Niro has a movie coming out this January called Dirty Grandpa. Let's play some of the trailer. I gotta play. Look, and I'm not doing this. This is not a Hollywood handbook, where they play trailers. We've done this before. They don't have a don't understand. Market cornered on playing trailers. Dirty Grandpa. I just want you to hear a little bit of this.
Don't understand why you have to drive down to Florida. We just had the funeral.
Your grandmother and I were there at this time every year.
So his wife died. Dirty Grandpa's wife died. And I'm assuming they don't call him Dirty Grandpa. Like, that's like, he's not dirty. Like, he's not covered in dirt. Like, he's like a pervert. And there was Bad Grandpa already. They already did that. Johnny Knoxville did Bad Grandpa. So now they're doing Dirty Grandpa.
Seems like we're cutting it a little close with the rehearsal brunch on Friday. I'm just freaking out.
I know.
And you gotta see, because it's Zac Efron, and then his wife is the most shrill woman. Just another fantastic, subtle portrait of women in a movie. Just uptight monsters who these guys are just trapped by these the world's worst women.
Can you take my car, sweetie? I need the SUV for the wine.
And she says, can you take my car to go take Dirty Grandpa down to Florida or wherever they're going? And her car is a pink Mini Coupe. So now it's going to be Zac Efron and Dirty Grandpa riding around in a... What is wrong with Robert De Niro? Can I just say that? Did he bet like $300 million on the Super Bowl or something? Like, it almost seems like that Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl. Not even that. He's done this for years now. What Super Bowl would that have been that he could have lost his shirt on to where he's... And he loses his shirt in the trailer for this, by the way. If you've ever wanted to see him with no shirt on, well, Dirty Grandpa's the movie for you. If you ever want to see Robert De Niro take his shirt off in a beefcake contest, well, I got good news for you. I got good news and bad news. The good news is Dirty Grandpa has been made. The bad news is you got to wait till January. And January is always a great time for movies to come out. It's always all the good ones come. I guess they'll probably show this in New York and Los Angeles, so it's eligible for Oscar season, like award season, because they wouldn't want to miss out on that. And the award for Best Actor goes to Robert De Niro, Dirty Grandpa. Robert De Niro cannot be here to accept. Accepting for Robert De Niro tonight is Dirty Grandpa. Like he comes up in character as Dirty Grandpa to accept the award. This is one of those movies where it seems like he'll show up at like a football game as Dirty Grandpa, like in the booth, to like hype Dirty Grandpa as the way when Borat went all over the place as Borat. What if De Niro just started going on like promotional things? He's on like Opie and Anthony as Dirty Grandpa. Yeah, we got Dirty Grandpa in the studio. What up, Dirty Grandpa? And then somebody finally like says to him, it's like, hey, are you all right? Because you used to like do like a movie every year and a half. Now you're doing them like you're worried about money or something. Yeah, like it was a football game. He's like, yeah, I'm all in. What do you mean all in? Everything I own. Literally everything. You want to bet everything, huh? Bobby? Yeah. Bet it all. And then you fast forward. You see him watching the game. It's like be like they bet on that Giants-Patriots game. He sees David Tyree hold the football to his helmet. No! So, yeah, with this dirty grandpa.
Now let's get in that giant labia you drove up in and get out of here.
So they're driving, and then dirty grandpa is got a flask in the car.
Hey, we're heading to Daytona. So you guys want to tag along for a bit, maybe? Party some babies into us?
Party some babies into us. What, is that the thing everyone wants, is to... Whatever.
We're not going to Daytona. Bam, are you kidding me right now? Grandma's funeral was yesterday.
She told me on her deathbed, you get back out there again.
Hey, Grandpa.
Did he just call you Grandpa?
What the
Want to be a lamb and get that for me? Did you ever go on spring break? No.
And they go to spring break. So Zac Efron takes dirty grandpa to spring break. And I like how the conceit of this movie is that all these women and young women and young men are walking around in like next to nothing, and nobody is saying anything about this 72-year-old who's hanging with Zac Efron, who's too old for these kids. He's too old to be hanging out with them. They would be like, hey, what are you, like 26? Get away from us, weirdo. Let alone, why is a 72-year-old with us? I can start dressing like dirty grandpa. Get the hat, the shades, the shirt.
Hey, you know 1 in 3 of these girls has herpes, even if you can't see it.
Whoops. I never used it.
All right, I can't do this. Is dirty grandpa squirts suntan lotion on Aubrey Plaza. And then she makes a dirty joke.
You're in Daytona Beach?
We're just driving through.
Jason!
She's not right.
And that's dirty grandpa's grandson's shrew of a fiance. So he's a fiance too. She's losing it that he's got dirty grandpa down in spring break. If this is the rate Robert De Niro's at, 2 years from now he will be at spring break for hire as dirty grandpa. You can get him to party back in your hotel room. $700 to party in your motel room with dirty grandpa. So anyway, with this dirty grandpa, Mike, are you going to see dirty grandpa? Mike has to see it. Hold on, let's hear more of this.
You're going to be sleepwalking through the rest of your life.
The way I see it.
He's giving his grandson advice to dump this uptight broad.
She's not right for you. If you marry her, you're going to be sleepwalking through the rest of your life.
The way I see it, this is our last stand.
The way I see it, this is our last stand. Your grandson is 26. And there's the slow motion footage of the two of them walking into a party. And also, what part? How is this like? Does Robert, when these scripts come through for Robert De Niro, I mean, do they just have like dollar amounts and then he just says yes and then they reveal the script to him later? Robert, his agent calls, okay, what do we got? All right, we got one for $8.5 million. We got a 7.8 million and one that's only 1.1 million. I think I'll do the 8.5 million one. Well, okay, you're going to do it. It's called Dirty Grandpa. And it's him at a party and all these 18 and 19-year-olds are hanging out with him. It's just like you couldn't pay these kids to hang out with their actual grandparents. But they're hanging out. But you know what their grandparents are doing all wrong? They're not crashing spring break. I would like this movie if they just called it Spring Breakers 2. Port of Call Dirty Grandpa. Yeah, what if Dirty Grandpa went up against James Franco from Spring Breakers?
You're pregnant!
Dirty Grandpa just shot a T-shirt cannon at a guy during some beefcake strip-a-thon and knocked him out.
This is crack.
And now Zac Efron smoked crack, I guess.
Crack? Yeah, but just like a lot. I just smoked crack! In the street like
I don't even know how much I appreciate you doing.
Oh, God. Dirty. Can you imagine? The writer signed on to do Bad Santa. I thought you said the writer's on the line. I got a knot in my stomach. Oh, my God. I thought I was going to get yelled at by the guy who wrote Dirty Grandpa. Hey, it's a good movie. Bad Santa 2. So I hope they end up doing a few years from now when the franchises need to converge, obviously. You get the way Batman versus Superman, Bad Santa versus Dirty Grandpa. But then you get Bad Grandpa, right? Bad Grandpa would join up with Bad Santa to fight Dirty Grandpa. Then I guess Dirty Grandpa would have to get, who would he get to help him? Who would help Dirty Grandpa win the fight? He'd probably get the guy from Meet the Parents. Right? I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Yeah. That's something that people are not going to be saying about Dirty Grandpa. I'm watching you. That is something. The only way Robert De Niro will hear that is if somebody's playing Meet the Parents on their laptop during a screening of Dirty Grandpa. I'm watching you. Three years from now, you seriously will be able to hire De Niro to play Dirty Grandpa in your... Oh, Bad Teacher. That's right. Nicholas Gazin, who I think is one of the coolest dudes going. He said Bad Teacher. Bad Teacher would team up. So it would be Dirty Grandpa and Bad Teacher against Bad Santa and Bad Grandpa. Right? So who'd win that fight? Mike, help me with the math on this. Right? Dirty Grandpa teams up with Bad Teacher to fight Bad Grandpa and Bad Santa. I think that's good. I think his Bad Teacher had some tricky ways about her. She would frame people. Remember she framed that one teacher? Best Show, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom, I just got one question for you, my man. Have you...
Best Show, you're on the air. My man. Guy called me my man. Instant. Neil just tweeted, De Niro was probably this close to tending barred masses. That'd be something else. Sundays. It's AP Mike and then Dirty Grandpa comes in. Right? De Niro comes in his Dirty Grandpa getup. Dirty Grandpa. Well, I'm talking about bump, Dirty Grandpa. Maybe I got to do a record like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, a Dirty Grandpa, and I gotta get a bo-do-do, right? To the tune of Second Cousin by the Flamin' Groovies, one of the all-time creepiest songs. You ever hear that song? Well, she's my second cousin, but I'm gonna make her my first wife. It's like, okay, I'm going to not ever talk to you again. Dirty Grandpa. I wonder if like it'll be like a Comic-Con and Dirty Grandpa, like people are dressed like Dirty Grandpa walking the floor. Because Dirty Grandpa's look, for if you don't know, he's wearing like a hat and shades and a shirt, which I know doesn't sound very distinctive, but when you see how Dirty Grandpa wears it, you'll get it. What do you think, Mike? Dirty Grandpa? You think this is going to stick? Maybe I'm all wrong. What if a year from now I look back and I'm like ranking the Deniro performances and I'm like, all right, top 3. Number 3, Godfather 2. Number 2. Wait, I'll be like, wait, God, is it Raging Bull or Dirty Grandpa? Which is his number 1? Which is number 1? What if it's good? I don't know. What if Dirty... Everybody, welcome to Nightshade. Here in Nightshade, Pennsylvania. Look out, people on the streets. Dirty Grandpa has come to town. And he's walking around with his new friend Dudio. They're stealing your cats. Dudio brings the cats back to his master, Dracula, in the castle, high over Nightshade. And Dirty Grandpa, what's he up to? Why, he's going into the haunted Arby's to get the senior citizens discount on a small coffee, and he's going to read the newspaper for 2 hours at Arby's, nursing his senior citizens coffee at the haunted Arby's. Look out, people of Nightshade. Dirty Grandpa's on the loose. Best show, you're on the air.